Hey yogis, I'm Nicole. Welcome back to my yoga time. Thanks for joining me today. I have another feel-good yoga snack for you. This gentle class is designed to help bring a little more balance and clarity into your day. I've got one yoga block for this class, which I'll just use at the very end to sit on for pranayama. So if you don't have a yoga block, then anything to elevate the hips, a pillow will be fine. So when you're ready, we're going to start in a cross-legged seated position. I'm just coming into an easy twist over to the right side. So left hand to the right knee, right hand behind you. Inhale to lengthen the spine and exhale to gently twist to the right, looking over your shoulder. Ever so gently, create a little bit of resistance between left hand and right knee. See if you can deepen the breath. Inhaling a little deeper. A little lower. One more inhalation. And then when you begin to exhale, return to the front. Keep your left hand on the knee. Bring your right arm up. We'll take a side bend over to the left. Feel free to look down towards the mat or up towards the ceiling. Breathing into the side waist. Well done, yogis. Just turn your gaze now to look straight ahead. Let the left ear hang towards the shoulder. Lower the right arm down. Just hover those right fingertips above the floor. You should be feeling a nice stretch in the neck there, from the jaw to the collarbone. And we'll bring the torso back to center. Cross the right arm over the left, holding onto both knees. Allow the back to round. Sit back. And then lifting those arms up, keeping the arms crossed. So right arm on top of the left. Option one is to bend the left elbow only. Create a little bit of resistance between the arms and try and guide that right shoulder down. Option two, bring the backs of the palms together, or maybe you can take the full bind. If you're here in the bind, gently press the forearms together. Breathe into the upper back and shoulders. Well done, yogis. Let's unravel those arms. Bring the hands down behind you. Interlace the fingers. Little back bend. Lift the heart. Lift the chin. Move the throat forward. Inhale. And as you exhale, release the hands. Let's twist to the left. Again, creating just a little bit of resistance between the knee and the hand. You should feel more supported around the hips when you do so. Your next exhalation, return to the front, left arm up, side bend. And then gaze forward, right ear hanging near the shoulder, lower that left arm down. And back to center, left arm crossing over the right. Again, round the back, sit back. And then coming up to center, here is option one, two, or three. And as soon as you arrive in the pose, awareness comes back to the breath. Breathing into whichever part of the body has caught your awareness. Exhale to unravel. Take the hands behind you for that brief back bend. Fingers interlacing, heart lifting, chin lifting, throat forward. Straighten the arms if you can. And let's release, bring those hands down. Leaning back now, uncross the legs, boat pose. Keeping the jaw relaxed and the breath steady. And then we'll cross over those legs onto hands and knees. tabletop position, preparing for your downward facing dog. Let's turn those eyes of the elbows forward. Tuck the toes under. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze. Exhale to round the spine and then lift up those hips. Downward facing dog. Feel free to give the legs a little walk. So as you bend one knee, drop that hip. Straighten the opposite leg. And then a moment to bend both knees before changing sides. And then let's step those feet up towards the top of the mat. And once you're there, you can bend in the knees and just roll up to stand. Coming all the way up. Well done, yogis. Little balance pose, tree pose. Transition the weight into the right leg as you turn the left knee out. Option just to hover those toes above the floor, maybe a little higher to the calf or higher again up towards the thigh. Try not to rest the foot on the knee. You can always stand near the wall if your balance is really tested. But to help with your balance, press the foot into the leg into the foot, tailbone down. Option to stay here with the palms at the heart. Otherwise, lift the hands, but keep the palms together today and have the heels of the palms fairly close to the head. Guide the elbows back and the shoulders down. Be with your breath. If you're really stable today and would like to bring in a side bend, your left hand can lower down to the thigh or maybe reach the ankle. Start to lean over to the left, breathing into the right side waist. Now let's come back to center. Lower the hands down, point that left knee forward, lift up as high as you can, and then lower the foot down, hands by your side. Feet hip width apart. Moving ever so slowly with the breath as you inhale, start to lift the heels and the arms together. And slowly exhale, arms and heels return to the mat. Well done, yogis. Other side, right knee turning out. Coming up as high as is comfortable for you on this side. And taking your variation when you're ready. If you did so on the other side, bring your side bend in. Coming back to center. Hands lowering down. Left knee points forward, lift it up. And lower down. When you're ready, same as before, we'll inhale, hands and heels up. And exhaling back down. Well done, yogis. Let's take those legs a little bit wider now. Heels in, toes out. And hands can just slide down the thighs. And we'll take a nice hip opening and shoulder opening stretch here. So alternating, dropping one shoulder at a time. Option one is to stay with this movement. Option two, a little deeper on the hips and the hamstrings. If you bring the hands down to the floor, bend the left knee as you straighten the right leg, toes up towards the ceiling. You can always use your block here too. We're going to move to the other side. Just a couple more repetitions. Next time you go to the right side is your last time. And then we'll move into a wide-legged forward fold. So if you're tight through the hamstrings and the back, do bring your block over. Readjust the feet now so they're parallel to the short side of the mat. Hands on the floor if you can, underneath the shoulders. Gently press the palms down into the mat and try to slide the palms forward. Let the head hang. And gently lift up through the arches of the feet. Let's ha out the breath through the mouth. Well done, yogis. Little bend in the knees now. Hands can slide up the legs as we come back up to stand. Well done. Turn the right toes out to the side. Slight angle on the left foot, so the heel kicks out just a little. The foot is not quite parallel to the short side of the mat. Right heel to intercept the arch on the left foot. Let's keep the left hand on the low back, right hand up to shoulder height, bend in the right knee. Feel as though you're pressing the feet away from one another. Turn the right palm up. Let's inhale, reverse the warrior. And then as you exhale, move the hips back, straighten the right leg, bring the back of the right palm to the inner leg. You can either keep the gaze down on the big toe or back towards the shoulder. We're going to keep moving slowly with the breath. As you inhale, bend the right knee, lift the right arm, reverse the warrior. Exhale, triangle pose, Trikonasana, move the hips back. Option to turn the gaze back to the shoulder. Couple more. In your next triangle pose, we're going to hold it there. Let's look down towards the big toe. Gently press the back of the right palm into the inner leg and guide the left shoulder back. Your next inhalation, lift the left arm up and take it overhead. Slight tuck of the tailbone as you do so. And then let's reverse the warrior again. Left hand to the low back, right knee bending. And back to center, well done. Changing sides. Find that slight angle on the right heel, right hand to the low back. When you're ready, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. We're going to hold the next one. Continue to gently press into both feet as though you're trying to stretch the mat. Either hold it there or lift the right arm up if the shoulder's happy to do so. Reach the arm overhead, slight tuck of the tailbone. And then returning to your warrior. Well done, yogis, hands to hips. Let's step up to the top of the mat. Inhale, both arms up, little back bend. Exhale to fold. Stack the palms on the low back. Half lift as you inhale. And then as you exhale, either fold forward, and you can bring the hands down to ragdoll position, collect the elbows and let the knees bend a little. Or you can lower into a squat. Bend the knees, drop the bottom, lift the arms up. And then from here, we'll transition downward facing dog. Gently press into the pads of the fingers. Feel as though you're ever so slightly squeezing the heels of the palms in towards one another. Notice that flow-on effect up to the shoulders. Gently send your chest towards your thighs and press your feet away from your hands. Well done, yogis. Let's lower those knees down to the mat. I'm going to stay kneeling and bring those hands up to the hips. Well done. Let's take the left leg out to the side. Toes can point forward. Option to curl right toes under, that's up to you. If you need to pad the knee, you can always roll your mat in half, or you can even elevate and pop that block underneath your knee. Little back bend here, right hand to the low back, inhale, left arm up. Option 1 is here. Option 2, right hand can come back to the heel. Be with your breath. Let's inhale to come up. Exhale, both hands down to the floor. Uncurl those right toes if they're tucked under. And we're going to thread the needle from here. Right arm underneath the left. Bring the right ear to the mat. You can always use the block if you need to. Left elbow is going to point up towards the ceiling. Option to take Chin Mudra through your right hand. And gently firm that right arm down into the mat. And press into the left palm. Let's inhale to come up. Step your left leg in and your right leg out. Coming all the way up. Left hand to the low back, right arm lifts. Either holding it there, or if you like, reach back to the heel. Either the foot can be flat, or you can tuck the toes. It's a personal choice. Gently sending those hips forward. And lifting up. Hands to the floor. Threading the needle. Ground down through the right palm, press yourself up, bring the right leg in. Let's take our child's pose now, sitting back onto the heels, resting forehead on the mat, hands next to the feet, let the shoulders relax. Option 1 is to stay here in your child's pose. Option 2, if you'd like to move into rabbit pose, you can take a hold of your heels. Lift the head briefly and tuck the chin under. You want to bring the crown of the head, very top of the head to the mat, and then lift up the bottom. Well done, yogis. Let's take rest. Release the heels, lower the hips back down. And when you're ready, gently press yourself up to seated. Lovely. Let's do a little pranayama now. Take a hold of your block or your cushion and take a seat. So I'm crossing the legs because that's comfortable for me to do so. If there is any discomfort in your knees or hips, feel free to straighten out the legs, or you can always kneel as well. So we're going to do 5 rounds here of slightly different variation of our alternate nostril breathing, Nadi Shodhana. Left hand will take Chin Mudra, turn the palm up, connect index finger and thumbs. Right hand, we're going to rest middle finger and pointer finger at the third eye center. Use your thumb to block the right nostril and your pinky finger to block the left nostril. We'll block the right nostril and inhale through the left only. Then exhale through both nostrils. Block the left nostril, inhale right only. Exhale through both. That is round 1. Let's do another 4 at your pace. Inhale left. Exhale both. Inhale right. Exhale both. After your 5th round, you can lower the right hand down, keep the eyes closed, breathing through both nostrils. Feeling the coolness of the inhalation, touching the nostrils. The warmth of the exhalation passing by. And with as little disturbance as possible, yogis, feel free to recline into Savasana. Taking up as much space on the mat as is comfortable. Tucking those shoulders under. You might like to continue with your chin mudra, connecting index finger and thumbs. Allowing the forehead to soften. The eyes roll back. Tongue and jaw relaxed. And taking the next few moments to just be in this spaciousness, quietness,